You're most welcome once again to another episode of the Forum Unanswered Questions. Salome Jibrin is my name. It's good to have you, Father.
Thank you.
All right, so without waste of no time, Father, we have this very question here that is seeking your kind of response. The question says, should a Christian be suspended from his or her community for any reason?
Well, yes, a Christian can be suspended. And the suspension of the Christian will be for his or her good,
Okay.
and for the good of the entire community. It must be for the good of the person and also for the good of the community. You know, St. Paul says, when someone sins, especially a serious sin, a scandalous sin, an immoral sin, say, hand over the person to Satan so that his soul, her soul, may be chastised and be saved. When you are separated from God, when you are separated from your community, it's like being handed over to Satan. Now, but we should be very careful when we're talking about suspension of a Christian. Yes, a Christian can be suspended for his or her good because it could be a scandalous sin. It could be also because of the stigma.
Okay.
The stigma caused by that sin. So the Christian person will be removed from the community for instructions, maybe for a retreat, maybe to be better guided. And again, removed from the community so that the person might not corrupt the rest. If you do not call the person out, withdraw the person from the community, before you know it, the worm may have gone around the whole community. The little challenge we have is that we do not have a structure for a follow-up. You suspend the person, you leave the person on his or her own. There must be a structure that helps the person to understand his or her situation. And again, it's not always suspension. You can keep somebody at the back seat, as people have it. You keep somebody at the back seat. The meaning is you take away the person's function.
Okay. One of the questions that come to mind is, if you eventually suspend this member, don't you think that there are 1,001 churches waiting to receive him or her? Shouldn't that be another concern for the church?
Yes, that is the danger of suspension. Suspension is very delicate, and it must be handled with diligence in all wisdom. Is it better to lose one person or to lose many? If you say, come, let's still have you, what about others? You may end up losing more. But in order not to lose that person, to try not to lose that person, even before announcing the suspension, explain to the person.
Okay.
So that the person will understand that this is not punishment. It's for his own gain.
Good.
And for the gain of the community.
Okay. Sometimes it becomes a topic of discussion. It's been talked about everywhere.
Beautiful, but what the person did is also being talked about everywhere.
That's true.
And if you do not act, that talk will continue to corrupt the church.
And some persons are already looking at the implications, not on the person in question, but on the relations, on the parents and siblings.
When it comes to suspension, that's why I said it must be handled with care. Parents should be involved. Relations should be involved. The church should not abandon the person. So in order to avoid consequences, you talk about avoiding what will lead to such consequences. Avoid what will lead to suspension.
How often do you educate members, particularly the youths, on some of these things?
Well, we're doing our best. And do you know one thing?
Is your best enough?
Maybe it's not enough, but we're doing our best. Do you know that at times we fight in order to avoid suspension? We fight, we talk, we correct them in order not to bring scandal to the family. We speak to parents. So suspension should be one of the last options, one of the last things. And still for our good, for the good of the whole church and for the good of the individual. Very important.